Hello, Daniel. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I am great. I'm great. What are
Yeah,
you
it's
smiling
been a
about?
minute.
You're always, if you always, whenever we start, you seem happy. And thank
Well,
you
I'm a
for
positive
this.
person. I try to be positive. I'm a smiling person. Well, when I was in school, actually, it's a funny thing is when I was in school, in primary school, I had a headmaster and he was our class teacher. I did pretty well in school generally, but in my final class of primary school, I was a little bit pissed at something. I don't remember what it was. I think it was from my previous exam or something. And I decided I was not going to pay attention. I was going to slack off and I was going to be just this very angry child. And I remember frowning a lot. And actually, one of the reasons I don't frown so often, even when I'm having a bad day, and actually don't know how to frown, is the headmaster. I didn't like him at that point, but he would come to class and he would always say, "Stop frowning. You're going to grow old quickly." And
Ah,
always said, and he kind of forced us to smile until it became kind of habit. I still didn't like him, but by the time I finished, I liked him a lot, actually. But,
yeah. That's a cool
but
story, but I don't understand frowning. What does that mean to frown? Is to be,
the opposite
I
of a
know this.
smile.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you would do
I
it?
guess what I
You
did
would
was,
frown?
what
I don't know
no,
how
well,
to do
no,
it.
not like, well, no, you wouldn't. I don't know. I don't think it's very easy to frown on cue. I think like you have to be upset to frown. Or like when I'm frustrated, I think I look more sad than frowny. I'm like just like sad. But when I'm angry, I don't know what I do with my face. I think I do this. I'm not sure. I don't do it very often. Yeah. So the frown is just the opposite of smiling. I did this, but I just to like show like your like smiles upside
Yeah,
down.
that's a good story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
But no,
you, yeah, do you have students who come frowning to lessons sometimes, or who come upset or sad, or are naturally sad?
well, I have
If you feel
just
comfortable talking.
well, no, yeah, no, I've had students who have had bad days when they've come to a lesson, and I try my best to kind of change the mood for the period of the lesson. Not so long ago, I actually had a student who snapped at me because he was having like a bad day in his
Snapped?
personal life. Yeah, like
Snapped? This?
he no, he didn't do this like snap. It would be funny. Just like no,
But that's snapping, right?
no.
This is snap
Yeah,
also.
this is snapping. Yeah, but when you say someone snaps at you, it's kind of like someone like kind of like blows their like head at you, just like
Okay.
gets angry with you just suddenly. We're having a conversation and he was like frustrated with his personal business. And then he kind of took it out on me.
Oh,
But we moved it from there and it ended positively. I do have, everybody doesn't have a good day every day, I would say like most of the time and like 99% of the time when students start lessons, they're more smiley, but I actually try to create an environment when people feel comfortable sharing, even when they don't have great days. And when they're not very happy, they're not angry. My students are not angry at me or angry generally, but sometimes they have bad days. And
yeah.
I try to create an environment where they don't need to hide that they're having a bad day, but they can also share their bad days. And it's an opportunity to speak English and share something and also just let some negative energy out or something.
Yeah.
And so, but no, generally they're positive. Do you have students that get angry?
I've had some students
Mhm.
that out of the blue they would scream and yell and um, I don't know, but not generally. No, people are nice. Yeah,
Mm.
no. But yeah, I agree. Sometimes people do have a bad day, and
Yeah.
I do try to make them feel like it's a safe environment to share. Sometimes I even like to think as myself. I even like to think of myself as a therapist, especially now that I started to talk to a friend about
Mm.
psychotherapy.
Therapy. Hmm.
Yeah, because in therapy, I didn't know that quite well, but and I don't do it quite well. I don't do it well. I do okay. Now I do know some of the
What do you
differences
mean you don't
between.
do it well? Like you
No,
don't do
I don't
therapy
know.
well?
Sorry. No, no, I don't know well about the different types of therapy
Oh, okay.
that there
Sure.
are. I just used to think that, okay, so I'm seeing a therapist or someone is seeing a therapist and they are all the same, but actually
Mhm.
there are lines that they follow that they subscribe to. So now I'm quite familiar with something that it's called, I don't know how it's called in English. I don't know, but it
So what's it called in
in
Portuguese?
Portuguese, I forgot to. Oh my God. um, if I stop for a second, I can think in Portuguese. So let's see. Um, no, I can think of in Portuguese. Como é?
No, it's
Ah,
okay.
ah,
You
ah,
can go
ah.
ahead.
Cognitive
Cognitive.
behavior,
Oh,
behavior cognitive.
cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yeah, that one. So that one
CB,
is how? See?
CBT.
CBT.
Cognitive. Yeah. Yeah.
CBT. So CBT is very practical and I really, really like it
Sure.
because you have like a conversation with a therapist and
Mhm.
and as you explain things, the therapist might give you some exercise or some things to work out on the weekend. So I feel like I'm always doing therapy. But I have a friend that goes to a psychotherapist and it's online and they don't even use video and they only chat like over Skype
Audio.
audio.
Mhm.
And the therapist, sometimes she goes to therapy and she won't say a single word. And somehow, just by the act of speaking out loud, she will come to some realizations of things, and things will be like, for me, fixed,
Mysteriously.
mysteriously fixed. Thank you.
Mhm.
Just because by saying out loud, she will, oh, so I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, that is happening. And sometimes the therapist will guide, tell me more about that, tell me more about the other thing. What do you think about that? The therapist won't lead her to any conclusion, like mine sometimes will. Mine sometimes will tell me, you block that person's not good for you. And I'll be like,
Mhm.
should I block this person? And then she will think about it. And then I'll be like, oh, okay. So it's not that she tells me what to do. She tells me things. She suggests things, and sometimes I will do it. Sometimes I won't. But this
Mhm.
psychotherapist, she won't. So I think that could be more like what we do with our students, but with more speaking. So we won't tell them what to do, obviously, but by listening to them, they will tell us about our days. They will tell us about something that's happening in their lives, and that just by talking about the things, their problems or their situations, they will feel happy because it is therapeutic
Therapeutic. Yeah.
therapeutic talking. It's good. So yeah, so I like to think that we are not licensed therapists. I don't know, what do you think? Do you
Well,
consider
no,
yourself?
I do. I actually enjoy. Generally, my method is to kind of have a well-rounded conversation with students. Not to have this like, what did you do today? What are you doing tomorrow? Only, just have like a conversation that can go to set like different conversations that can go to like really every corner of conversation. And so I really, well, not like outwardly, but I kind of um, encourage my students to share a lot about themselves because I want them to learn how to have a conversation in English about many things. And of
Yeah.
course, that leads to you talking general about your life. It's something I'm not opposed to at all. I do sometimes, yes, sometimes we have lessons and depends on how close you have become with the student. The lesson seems more like a session than a lesson. And for me, I really cherish those moments. I cherish those moments a lot because
Mm,
not only it's not like, oh, this person has a problem and I'm here to fix it, but I
mhm.
can, we share actually opinions on a problem that I even share with my students, things that I have, thoughts that I have, and they share with me, and we can actually discuss the issue or the problem. And I don't know if they take my advice, but if
Yeah.
I'm asked to give an advice, I do give my opinion as advice. And Also, I ask my students, and they do give their opinions as advice as well. Sometimes I do follow, sometimes it's just something to think about, And I
Yeah.
like that environment. I like that environment a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I don't
me
like it to
too.
be so formal.
No, me neither. And also, I don't like when I do like when you feel like when you get close over time, we get close to our teachers, to our students.
Mhm.
And I do like this atmosphere of intimacy or
Right.
safety.
Sure.
And I do like when the conversation is, um, I don't like the feeling when the teacher or or I don't know, when the teacher wants me to speak the whole time and will never share anything, will be only asking questions. That for me feels like, I don't know, even when I don't know, I like to have this back to back, no,
Back and forth.
back and forth
Yeah.
conversation. That for me, even when it's not about very deep things, it could be about
Right.
meaningful things, but this back and forth, that's good for me. That's
Right. No, the back
perfect.
and forth is really good. Generally, with my students, I ask a lot of questions
You
because
do?
I've told them many times. Yes, I ask and I ask and I ask, because I've told them many times, you need to ask me a question. If you don't ask me a question, I'm not going to answer a question. And so it's a way to kind of push them to ask me questions. And I find that over time they begin to ask me questions as well. And then we can really get into that back and forth. But of course, if I've been with a student for a while and I realize that probably they don't ask me questions because they're maybe nervous or they're not sure how I'll take it, I begin to open up and share stuff so they feel
Without them
like, yeah,
asking?
yeah, no, because
Let me
if
tell
I'm
you
asking
something
you,
personal. Say.
no, no, in line with what we're talking, what I ask them, because if I'm asking you, really, you can ask me. That's
Yeah,
why I'm asking you, to show you that you can ask me. And yeah, some people, it's because for a lot of people, there is this, like, for me, I see a student. Over time, I see a student. Then at some point, I begin to see a friend that is paying me money. For a lot of students, I keep there. For a lot of students, it's difficult to, like, I think, detach this teacher identity.
yeah,
And so sometimes, even if they feel comfortable answering personal questions, they just find it a little bit invasive to ask
yeah,
you a personal question.
yeah.
And I always say, please ask. It's really, I'm an open book.
It's
Ask
okay.
anything. Yeah.
You are an open book.
Yeah.
An open
Like,
book. That's good
yeah.
to know, but I shouldn't probably ask since it's going to be recorded. But I do want to ask you something that you mentioned before we started this
Oh, the
recording.
video, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
No, I watched the Taylor Swift video.
Oh my
No, I
God.
watched all of it, actually. I watched all of it
Really?
because it wasn't, yeah, right, because it was interesting to me. So I started it and I'm listening and I'm like, and then you get really emotional. And at some points when you miss lines and you go, no, and you keep on playing. And I was like, well, it was interesting that you did not, like, edit it or anything. And it was just the full, like, thing with every emotion that you felt, and you just kept on playing and playing till the end. It was nice, actually.
Wow, I'm so happy to know. You're not a fan of Taylor Swift, are you?
I
Eh,
am a fan of Taylor Swift. I think I've said this before. I'm a
A
huge fan.
fan, a huge fan,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
huge
I'm a
fan.
Swiftie. Yeah, I'm a
You are a
Swiftie.
Swiftie. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
And she's a great songwriter, I think. So
No, no, she
I think
is definitely,
a
but I
great
didn't
songwriter.
know. I didn't. Maybe you told me, but did you? Have you? Because I would know that. I would remember that.
Maybe I haven't said that I'm a
Like a
fan, but we've
Swiftie.
discussed this. Yeah,
We
yeah, but we've
did.
discussed a
Yeah.
song before, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Taylor Swift. I love her. I,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I think she's a great
Wow.
songwriter. And I
She
just
is.
think like almost, well, I wouldn't say every, because there's one song I don't like that she's written, and it's Mean. Do you know it? One
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
I don't like that song.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. I think the lyrics are a bit childish. I don't know.
Mm.
One day I'll
Yeah.
be living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. I don't like the composition of the song, but I like Taylor
Mm.
Swift a lot. I
Yeah.
love the folklore album that she released last year. It's like one I listened to it so many
Yeah.
times. I
Me
sent it
too.
to so many people. I really like Taylor Swift. I think she's a great singer,
Yeah. Wow. I
artist.
I I do love it. I do love the Folklore and the Evermore album. They're my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like Mean though. I think, but I think she wrote it from a place like she got a lot of criticism when she
Yeah.
was like in that moment in time. Like she would those things in those lines like you don't know how to sing or things that she've heard from
Yeah.
journalists and people. Yeah, yeah, I do
Well,
like it.
I
Yeah,
think like I do admire her ability to really like transform her life into music. I really
yeah,
admire it. It's amazing
yeah.
how you can listen to an album and just talking about everything that's happened in her life and you can connect so much. Oh, I love the 1989 album. It
Hmm.
was like really one of my favorite things that year. I was listening to it a lot over and over again. I think I've listened to every album that she has made, and I like almost every song she has made. I really think of her as
Yeah.
a good artist.
Cool.
Of course, she's not the best singer in the world, but who cares?
No,
She
she's
writes
not.
really good music.
Yeah, she's not, but she's an artist. Yeah. I participated in a dance competition called Jack and Jill. Don't know if you have ever heard of it.
No.
Jack and Jill is a competition in a style called West Coast Swing and another style
Oh,
called
it's
Zouk.
really
Have you
Zouk.
Zouk
No,
is
I don't know Zouk.
yes, Zouk is a Brazilian type of dance.
Mhm.
So in the Jack and Jill, you go and you participate in a competition. They will how do you say when they have numbers and they pick a number? They will pick
So it's
randomly.
like a
Like
random, like it's like a
yeah,
raffle or something.
it's
Or is it
raffle.
like yeah, yeah? Is it like a
Yeah,
spin thing? They
yeah. It
spin
could
and they
be. It
just
could
pick a
be.
number. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Do
guess.
you
So it's
have a
like a
verb?
lottery or a raffle.
A
Lottery,
raffle.
I would say.
They will raffle a number. They'll
No, no, no.
lottery a
Oh, you
number.
mean, oh, just pick is fine. You mean the action
Pick.
of picking?
Yeah,
Just pick a
pick.
number, right? Sure.
Pick. So you go to these competitions and women, oh, not it doesn't have to be women, followers and leaders, and they will pick a number they'll give you number to leaders and followers, and then they'll pick a leader, a random leader and a random follower, and they'll put them together and they'll pick a random song and you have to dance the song with someone like
That's two.
that you might not know, and a song that you might have never heard in your
Mm-hmm.
life. And I
Okay.
participated in this competition, and the song that they picked was Style. And I was so happy because I could actually dance it well. Because when you're improvising with someone you don't know, you might not know. I luckily did know
Mm-hmm.
the person I danced with.
Danced with. Mm-hmm.
Uh, but when I've heard that there was like Style, it's a song that I have listened to so many times. And it's good when you know the lines in order to improvise,
Right.
to put some moves. Like if you have to dance to a song
Did
that
the
you
other person know the song?
yeah. Who
Oh,
doesn't know
okay.
Taylor Swift?
A
Yeah.
lot of people. A lot of people. Not to work.
Yeah.
But she, she is. I think like I've always liked Taylor Swift. She's really good. I think that I didn't start listening to her from her first album, but then I went back. I think the first one I listened to was "Speak Now." That was the first song I really liked. I was still like in Nigeria at that time, of course. And I listened to
Yeah.
"Speak Now," and I really liked that song. I like "Back to December" a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's a really good song.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have I guess I used to be a Miley Cyrus fan back then.
I still am.
You still are, but
Yeah.
yeah, so I was a Miley Cyrus fan back in 2008. And
Oh, man,
then
what was she singing in 2008?
were you alive in 2008? Were you born already?
No, no. Yeah, but what was she singing in
Ah,
2008?
no, she was Hannah Montana.
All right, yes, okay.
Yeah, because you're young. You're very young.
No, no, no. I wasn't. I was in 2008. I was how old was I? I was 14. Yeah, I know Hannah
Oh,
Montana. I
okay.
watched Hannah
Okay,
Montana.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
I was
Uh,
young.
so yeah, no, yeah, you had to be today 13 if you were not born, or if you were born
I-
2008.
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
no.
That'd be amazing. That'd be
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah, sorry
Yeah.
about that. So Yeah, so I remember that once I was watching a Hannah Montana Miley Cyrus video. She was singing uh 15 with Taylor Swift.
Oh,
Cause when you're 15 and somebody tells you
you have a
they
great
love you.
memory.
Yeah. So yeah, no, but I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. You have no idea
Was
how.
this your introduction to Taylor Swift?
Yeah, yeah, but I only liked that song because there was Miley Cyrus in it, and I
Hmm.
really liked, and I still do like Miley Cyrus' voice. And then I
Yeah.
started to listen to that song, and then I listened to Love Story, and then You Belong with Me. But then
Mm.
Taylor Swift always felt when back then she felt odd to me because there were so many lyrics, and I wouldn't memorize them because usually artists they repeat a lot of the
Yeah, yeah.
lyrics, and she was telling a story, and the
Mhm.
first time I would hear a song I wouldn't connect with it because there were so many lines and my English was not that good, and it still isn't, but back then it was worse.
It is. You shouldn't give. You shouldn't. Yeah, you should give yourself credit.
But I would listen to that song. I wouldn't there was little repetition, and so I would listen to one song, and then I would listen to one song, and then I would be listen to it a
Mhm.
lot, one
Mhm.
specifically song, and then I
More
would
specific.
understand a specific song, and then I would
Mhm.
understand and like it, and then I would move, and then I would say no. So I only like three TS songs, three, and then I would, and then in 2010 when she
Mhm.
released Speak Now, I remember that I had this boyfriend back then, and then we would like be alone in his room, listen to this album.
Really?
Just listen to the album, you know. That was what we would
Okay.
do. We would go, yeah. So over and over, we would be
Yeah.
there listening to the album. Yeah,
No, she's a phenomenal artist, I would say. Like
yeah,
it's the storytelling that's what makes the
yeah,
music really great. It's when you listen to the lyrics, even if none of these things have happened to you, it's just you find a way to connect to a song that she's written just
yeah.
because it's just well written. So yeah, it's not a thing, and I like Miley Cyrus as well because I like her versatility as an artist. I really enjoy how she
Her
has produced
voice.
different music. Yeah, and her voice is really powerful. Her
Yeah,
last album was really great. I liked it, and I was surprised by the how I was surprised by how underrated it has gone. Like because she's a really good artist, I think, and the way she develops and changes, it's really impressive. I
yeah,
like that in an artist, so
yeah.
that's
Who
why I
is your
like Miley.
favorite? Do you have
Oh,
one?
I don't know if I can have. Oh, ABBA.
ABBA. Are they still on?
Yeah, they released a new album this year, and
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's
really?
everything that ABBA is. It's
ABBA. I'll make sure
mhm.
to hear it, to listen to it.
Yeah, yeah.
ABBA.
Listen, right?
Oh,
They
oh,
released a new album this
mm,
year, and oh, they had this like VR. I don't know if it was VR or AR concert somewhere, but so it's not here. But they also had like a concert film. The album is called Voyage, and they had this
see?
concert film as well that I really wanted to see, but work didn't allow me. But yeah,
Mm,
I like ABBA. I've always liked ABBA. If I had to say, like, if I had to choose a favorite artist, I'd say ABBA because I've been listening to them like from childhood. We
wow.
had these four albums, and we had this gold compilation thing in our home then, and I remember watching the videos over and over. I watched the video to Money so many times, like I can close my eyes and imagine the the video,
Wow.
and the winner takes it all. Oh,
Oh,
I
that
remember that
I know that song. Yeah.
yeah, and I remember the video so vividly because I had watched her in that cafe and I was sitting on the red and everything. So I grew up listening to them, and then I stopped for a while, because you just listen to other people. And I think when I was like 18, I started to listen to Super Trooper. I don't know if you know it.
I
And
only know The Winner Takes It All and Dancing Queen. I'm a,
really,
a
oh, there's
terrible.
so many good songs. There's so
Yeah.
many.
Do you feel like when you have like this, for me, it's with Taylor Swift is like this. So people come up to you and say, "Oh, I love Shake It Off, it's my favorite song, or I Knew You Were Trouble. And you know
Right.
so many great songs. They're not in the media, like it's not mainstream. I don't know.
Sure, mention.
For you, with when people come up and say, Dancing Queen is the best ABBA song, and you're like,
No, well, I do say, well, maybe it's not, but it's not my discography. I don't
yeah.
care if people like it, if people like listen to 2 songs or 10 songs. But I try to, when I listen to some music and when I
Mm,
have when there's an artist that I like, I often share with some people. Like if someone says, "Oh, I love ABBA," and I'm like, "Oh, which song do you like most?" And they say Dancing Queen. I'm like, "Yay!" And then I'd say I like, for example, my favorite ABBA song has to be One of Us. Yes.
One of
One of
Us.
us is lying, one of
Okay.
us is crying in her lonely bed. Now you're gonna have to pay ABBA for this
Yeah.
lines that I said.
Yeah, I will. It's
You
okay.
will
It's
pay
okay.
them?
No, it just means that I won't be able to, when my channel is famous, I won't be able to make money with this particular video.
Oh,
But it's
okay. Okay.
okay.
Right. No, but no, it's a great song. No, I just share the ones that I like. And actually, even I who has listened to I who have listened to a lot of ABBA songs. There are some of them that I'm pretty sure I haven't, listened to. And every time
Really?
um, yeah, sure, probably.
That
I'm
you
not sure
haven't
which one.
have ever have it?
I'm not sure which ones, but I imagine that there definitely will be one
Wow.
that I haven't. So I don't really think about it so much, but I like ABBA just
Hmm.
because I would say they're my favorite because I've been listening to them and I never get tired of listening to ABBA,
Wow.
and I will always love to listen to ABBA, just always.
Wow, you're a fan.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
really, it's a dream to be. It's not gonna happen, but it's a dream to be like live in concert with ABBA.
yeah.
Another artist I like, let me see. Honestly, I don't think there's any other artist I like as much as that. But oh, I love Adele. Oh,
Mm,
I love Adele. There
yeah.
is just the voice.
Yeah.
It's
The voice is
amazing.
wonderful. Yeah.
I've been listening to Adele's last album so much. I slept to it. I woke up to it.
Really?
I spent so
Wow.
much time. I was walking every second. Like I would have a break and I'd play a song from the album, and then I'd continue working and I'd just be looking forward to playing another song from the album. No, I've listened to like the first song I listened, and it's my favorite song of hers is it's called First Love. And I really like it, but her last album is just phenomenal. It's really just a phenomenal album.
Yeah.
I love it so much. And I listen to every song over and over and
Yeah.
over again. It's an amazing album. If you haven't
Yeah.
listened to
No, I
30,
haven't. I made notes.
it's
Uh,
great.
yeah, the last thing I would like to say, because I know that we are running out of time, is
Mhm.
that now that I'm dancing West Coast swing, it's really good to be able to dance. I remember that my teacher, he played um, some of the Adele songs during class, and the fact that we can actually dance to those songs, like that's so wonderful.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure that maybe ABBA is, can I say,
Oh, you can
dancing
dance to
material?
ABBA, definitely.
No,
You can
yeah,
dance
no,
to ABBA.
definitely, yeah. But there is a beat in West Coast swing that
Mhm.
you need to identify in a song in order to dance. Well,
Mhm.
theoretically, you could dance to any song, but there are songs there, or there are types of musics that are not suitable, but you can
Mhm.
still.
Right.
So
Well suited.
I will
I would say
search.
not suitable. I would say well suited.
Well
Probably not
suited.
suited. Yeah, for
Well
this song. Yeah.
suited. Wow. Daniel, thank you so much for this
Thank
spontaneous
you very
conversation.
much.
I always have a lot of fun with you, and I'm sure your students, other students also do. And
Thank you.
I wish you a happy Christmas and
Yes,
a
happy
great
Christmas.
New Year's.
New Year. Yes, and
And
happy
I'll
New
see
Year.
you probably next year.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. It's
Thank
always a
you.
pleasure as well.
Thank
Happy
you.
Christmas.
Talk
Goodbye.
soon.